Hey there, Eggheads! Juan Carlos Bagnell here for Newegg Studios, and the much-awaited Cyberpunk 2077 dropped, and we logged a few hours building street cred and gallivanting around Night City in pursuit of eddies and ray-traced thrills. Overall, as far as the conversations happening in the gaming community, reviews have been mixed, but our experience was, by and large, pretty spectacular. The machine we put together for this session uses an Intel Core i9 with 16GB of RAM and an NVIDIA RTX 3080 Founders Edition graphics card. We loaded that game onto an NVMe solid-state storage drive and are playing at 1440p resolution using a Gigabyte G27QC, a 27-inch curved monitor. And of course, we are cranking the graphics settings up to insane across the board. Why else would you have a 3080 if not to play AAA titles at the highest settings? We turned G-Sync off and turned on the native FPS counter to monitor performance, all while toggling ray tracing on and off, looking for the details that are supposed to make this title a game changer. In a huge open world game like Cyberpunk, ray tracing is a big deal. In a game that is just as much an RPG as it is a shooter, the ray-traced effects provide a cinematic touch that truly enhances your gaming experience. Naturally, lighting effects play a huge part in the sprawling, cavernous underbelly of Night City. You spend a lot of time navigating dark, shadowy hallways lit only by foreboding fluorescent lighting. For CD Projekt Red artists, the cityscape presents a change-up from the rolling, pastoral landscapes of The Witcher 3. They have a bevy of new tools at their disposal built into the latest REDengine 4 that Cyberpunk uses. Ray-traced diffuse illumination describes how different light sources mix and meld in your field of vision. These create a sense of atmosphere. Outdoors, the angle of the sun gives you a sense of the time of day. You see the mirage-like effects of the midday heat, and notice the way the light plays off pools and puddles. A complement to this is ray-traced global illumination, noticeable only on the game's Psycho RTX setting, which models how light bounces off one surface and splashes onto another. Ray-trace ambient occlusion adds depth and details for smaller objects you encounter. For example, bags of trash littering the streets have their own contour, adding interest to what would otherwise be a flat, unnoticeable element in gameplay. Additionally, ray tracing adds greater detail to the shadows that objects cast in your field of vision, elongating them to provide a sense of time while adding depth to structures and nestled buildings. With the system firing on all cylinders, Cyberpunk is breathtaking. Even with the most powerful components, your system performance benefits from NVIDIA's DLSS technology, an AI-powered mechanism that RTX cards use for scaling up game resolution. DLSS balances ray tracing effects with how high your frame rates need to be in order to suit your preference. We had graphics and ray tracing turned up to Psycho, and the auto DLSS feature had our frames sitting low 70s in most areas. At the quality setting, which favors light effects over frames, our FPS was topping out right around 60. At balanced, we were getting mid to high 60s, and flipping DLSS to performance put our FPS into the mid 80s. The game looks rad with RTX off too. All said, sacrificing a few frames for the extra lighting effects probably makes sense in a game like Cyberpunk 2077. The small details are what sell the next-gen vision this title intends to be. Check out the links below for more on Cyberpunk 2077 and graphics cards from NVIDIA that support the latest ray tracing technology. For Newegg Studios, I'm Juan Carlos Bagnell. Thanks so much for watching, sharing these videos, subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you all on the next video.